When I saw the speech that we had to do for today, the first person that came to my mind for my commemorative speech was my grandpa. My grandpa was the type of person who was always full of joy, always doing things for other people, and was a man of God. According to my family and I, my grandpa was the type of person who was a walking testimony. And I'll explain to you why that is later on in the speech. This is my grandpa right here, Johnny Davis. He was born April 27th, 1942. He and his wife had 5 children. They lived in the same house their whole life. My grandpa, according to my mom and my grandma, was a man that would do anything for his family. He would make sacrifices just to make sure that his family was in the well-being state. To explain that, my grandpa for many years drove trucks out of the state just to make sure that his family had food on the table and made sure that his daughter and his wife had clothes on their back. After that, my grandpa joined the police force and helped out in that. And then he retired, and all he did was do what he liked to do. Play the game that he really loved, which is golf. Every day my grandpa would wake up and go play golf. And if we didn't know where my grandpa was, we could always figure that he was at the golf course. My grandpa was a man who was also spoiled, and he was full of joy. In this picture right here, you can see my grandpa and my grandma in the photo booth just having fun with each other. And that was basically, they had fun with each other almost every day. The reason I said my grandpa was spoiled is because my grandpa would say that he needed a new golf club or he would need a new set of golf balls, and the next day my mom or my aunts would go out and get it. The reason that I said my grandpa is a walking testimony is because back in November 2007, my grandpa got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Until this day, my grandpa is still the man that I would want to grow up to be. He is still the role model of my life. The reason for that is the doctors told him that he had a year left to live. But my grandpa would always say that his life isn't finished until God calls him home. So in 2011, my grandpa passed away. And this is a picture of him. And obviously he's sitting in his golf cart with his golf clothes behind him. But when my grandpa passed, it was really tough on my family, and but we also knew that my grandpa left a big part of our life, and he basically just told us that all we had to do was continue to believe in God. So before my grandpa died, he wanted to make sure he talked to my grandma, sorry about that, before he left. And he just told her that everything's going to be alright, she's going to be okay, because he raised his daughter to have respect and to take care of each other. So that's the reason I wanted to do my speech on the life of my grandpa.